Happy New Year. Came in with a terrible tragedy in New Orleans. If you haven't heard, or if you have heard, we're going to have the latest updates and everything as they come in. But it happened in the wee hours of the morning. And it's actually, when I heard about it, I was like, wait, when did that happen? Because we were online, celebrating in the new year, and it was after 3 a.m. here on the East Coast. But it happened Central Time shortly after 3 a.m. over there. And what happened was that white Ford truck that you see there, which is allegedly a rental truck, just went around some wedges and things. Now there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with barricades, why they weren't up, and they were being planned because they're going to host the Super Bowl. And so the press conference, if you watched it, was very telling with Senator Kennedy, especially. If you watch Senator Kennedy's remarks about that allegedly, inference that the American people, have to know what is behind this, and that everybody said and echoed sentiments that, FBI, the police officers, that this is not the only person involved in this. And then press was asking, well, if he is not the only person involved in this, how can you be assuring the safety of New Orleans or anywhere else, right? So, yeah, they have postponed the Sugar Bowl for 24 hours. And then the governor said he would personally be at the Sugar Bowl, and that's going to signify the safety. Meanwhile, you have then Senator Kennedy saying that if the government does not tell the American people in due time, not to compromise the investigation, but in due time, what is behind this. And he had said he heard rumors, he heard things that he believes to be true, and some things that he believes not to be true. But that if we're not told, then he's going to raise... I believe it was, he said, fresh hell, and go after them the way as if they stole Christmas. So, and that's not a direct quote, that's paraphrasing, but it's almost there. So that was a little ominous about what's going on there. And meanwhile, the man that did this, a lifelong Texas resident, born and raised in the United States, in Texas, served in the military for... I believe it was 10 years, and served in an IT capacity. And at one point, according to what I've researched, lived in North Carolina, but had a couple of misdemeanors in Beaumont, Texas, and that was for driving. They were both misdemeanors, and they were, I believe, 2002. I'm just going off the top of my head. I've been looking at a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna show you now. Here you see the suspect up here. This was a YouTube video that was on YouTube until not very long ago, where he was talking about his work in real estate and going on and on about trusting him and being like an upstanding member of society and all of that, and ridiculousness, like how someone goes from that to this. So the truck traveling with explosives, also with firearms and an ISIS flag. So let's take a look at the latest here. Hang on, let me just, hi everybody, and and the Gypsy Rose debacle, yeah. Apparently, allegedly, she had her baby, but she didn't have her baby last night, as it was being touted as she had the baby on December 28th with the whole hacking incident. And frankly, not giving her any airtime right now, because this is far more important, and people have lost their lives, and families are mourning, and people are in the hospital, and it's just terrible. So let's see here. I go to... Okay. Go to the latest over here and see what we've got. All right, so I'm going to put an image up there. Let's put this up here. All right. Here's the latest. The federal investigators are seeking possible connections between terrorist groups and the 42-year-old Texas man who ran through the crowd on Bourbon Street with a pickup truck, killing at least 10 people, injuring dozens more. Now, at the press conference, you always see the reporters that tell them what not to ask, but they constantly just waste time asking questions that are not going to get answered, making everybody more agitated than they need to be. But they're not going to go above that figure of 10 people right now. But it's likely, unfortunately, probably likely to rise, okay? That's sad. We can, keep our prayers with the ones that are injured and hope that they recover fully, but it's sad, really sad. The attack, of course, brought about, how prepared the city was and how did this happen, but it has also caused them to postpone that Sugar Bowl until Thursday. Let's see here now. I'm going to get a map up here. Let me see. The FBI in Houston asked people to avoid an area of North Houston where it was conducting law enforcement activity related to the New Orleans attack. The agency did not provide further details. So that's a new development. So now avoid an area north of Houston. Now we can only imagine that they have found something in their investigation where they see that area may be a target area, but it's just best to, like I said, avoid that area. There's an address associated with the suspect near the intersection in Houston where the FBI was investigating. Federal agents were at the home of the suspected ex-wife, because he's apparently been married and divorced twice, in northern Houston on Wednesday. Outside, her new husband, Dwayne Marsh, said that the suspect had begun to convert to Islam and within the last 2 years was being all crazy. Those are quotes. He said that the suspect had 2 daughters, 1 teenager and 1 young adult, and that they were a mess after the attack. Okay. Authorities again said they believe the pickup driver might not be solely responsible for the attack. The apparent placement of suspected explosives, and they found explosives elsewhere, not just in the vehicle. They found them in different locations in the French Quarter. And they may have been placed by someone other than the driver. Governor Jeff Landry said, "I'm going to be there," when a reporter asked how confident the Sugar Bowl game would be, how confident they were that it would be safe on Thursday, and that's what he said in response to that. They say that officers have swept every street in the French Quarter looking for suspicious packages, bags, ice chests, you name it. That came from Ann Kirkpatrick, superintendent of the New Orleans police. She said that there were bomb dogs also searching the Superdome. And the governor again said, where there are defects in this system, we're going to be transparent and address them with the city and make sure we fill those gaps best we can. The captain, LeJean Roberts of the New Orleans Police Department, said that officers had placed cars strategically over the wedges of the bollards where they were being repaired. You remember, they're trying to get this safe for the Super Bowl, and they have that in their budget to get these new bollards and stuff, but they were not in place. They were being repaired or rebuilt, whatever you want to call it. A particular terrorist drove onto the sidewalk behind the police car to gain access to the 100 block of Bourbon Street, is what they said, is what Robert said. And then Ann Kirkpatrick said the driver drove onto the sidewalk in order to get around the barriers and police cars that were parked there. Okay. Again, Governor Jeff Landry said when questioned about the bollards, said whatever the problem is, it's going to be solved. Yeah, and victims are too little too late, right? What about their families? What about their loved ones? What about the people that were hurt? Why do we always solve these things? And it's constant in this country, right? It's always after the fact. It's really sad, just like the stuff on the internet. There has to, usually, maybe it's not 100% of the time, but usually something bad happens before something's taken seriously. It's a shame. The utmost safety should be, for every event, not just because it was the Super Bowl, but anyway. What else do we have here? The decision that was made to postpone the game was not done lightly. It was done with one single thing in mind: public safety. Now it said an FBI official, Alethea Duncan, did not rule out that there could be an ongoing threat, saying that the agents were running down leads in an effort to make sure that was not the case. The suspect served in the U.S. Army for years, but he had been out of the military for some time now. He was a lifelong Texas resident. Like I said there, I did read where he was in North Carolina for, I don't know what years, but for a brief period of time. He had an ISIS flag with him, and then we heard from the current husband of the ex-wife saying that he was converting over to Islam. His name, again, Shamsud-Din Bahar, 42. Let's see what else we have. A University of Georgia student was among those critically injured. School president said in a statement on social media, the president, Jerry W. Moorhead, did not disclose the student's name, but said he has spoken with the family. In a court document that the suspect filed in August of 2022 as part of a divorce proceeding, he said he worked at the accounting firm Deloitte and made about $120,000 a year, but in an email that year, the suspect described financial problems. He said he owed more than $27,000 in late home payments and was at risk of foreclosure, and he said he had taken on a $16,000 line of credit card debt because of living expenses and the need to hire a lawyer, seemingly for the divorce. The FBI said the suspect was a U.S. citizen from Texas driving a Ford pickup, appeared to have been rented, and investigators were working to determine how the suspect got it. And they did find out because somebody found it on a website. It was $67 a day. It was still listed. They went to book it, and they found out that it was not available, that it had been in an accident, is what they said. Allegedly, right? An Islamic State flag, weapons, and a potential improvised explosive device were found in the truck, and other potential bombs were also located in the French Quarter. Investigators were working to determine the suspect's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations. Yes, and they said if anybody has been in contact with this individual, to please contact them, because they need every lead they're following up. Even if you think it's not, relevant, let them decide. Okay. Witnesses describe it as something out of a horror movie, what happened. So let's get another. Kimberly Strickland, as you see there, and her husband Michael Strickland on Canal Street at the intersection with Bourbon Street on Wednesday, and they are visitors from Mobile, Alabama. They were crossing Canal Street in New Orleans early on New Year's Eve morning when they saw and heard a pickup truck that suddenly accelerated in front of them. And let's see, Mrs. Strickland is quoted as saying, "The pickup swung right onto Bourbon Street, slamming into pedestrians. We heard him punch the gas, and then the impact, and then the screams. It just took a moment to register. It was so frightening. It was like something out of a horror movie." She said she was haunted by the sounds one victim made, and she said, I can't get over that girl's screams." The husband and wife said that the only obstacle for the pickup driver that they saw was a simple police barrier of thin poles. It was just flimsy. Okay, and then the local records in Texas showed that the suspect was charged many years ago with 2 minor crimes. In 2002, he was arrested in Katy, Texas for a misdemeanor theft. 3 years later, he was arrested by Beaumont police for driving with an invalid license, also a misdemeanor. Okay, let's put this here. All right. FBI has a broad definition of 2 kinds of terrorism: international terrorism and domestic terrorism. The mayor of New Orleans at first said there was some public confusion over whether it was a terror attack. The mayor of New Orleans at first said it was, but then local FBI said it was not. Attorney General Merrick Garland and FBI officials in Washington said they were in fact investigating the incident as terrorism. Just like any early report, there's going to be things back and forth. There were also misinformation about the truck at first as well. Let's see. Okay, now this is Israel's foreign ministry said 2 Israeli citizens were wounded in the attack in New Orleans. Israeli officials were in touch with their families as well as with local hospitals without specifying how seriously they were injured. At least 10 people killed, 30 injured in New Orleans. The man deliberately plowed the pickup truck into the crowds on Bourbon Street, and authorities are investigating the attack as an act of terrorism. Okay, let me go to see the latest here. Okay, what does this say now? Okay, the street security system in New Orleans was under construction. That was for the Super Bowl. They announced that at the press conference. And that's the issue now with not having those bollards along the section of Bourbon Street in the area. Project involved replacing old bollards, barriers designed to protect pedestrians and property from vehicles, with removable stainless steel ones. The city's website said it's unclear if any bollards were in place during the attack. Okay. Say that. So this was an electric pickup truck from what I've seen. I'm trying to find out where I saw the thing about the rental and the $67 per day. The driver of the truck struck multiple people before it crashed, shot at police, and was killed by officers. I think it was 3 officers engaged, 2 officers engaged them, and they were injured. 2 officers I know were injured, but they said they're going to be okay. And then they killed the suspect. Let's see. 30 people injured in the attack were transported from the scene by ambulance to 5 different hospitals. Let's see. Let's see. Kirkpatrick said the crash rattled the city and cast a shadow over what was expected to be a day of celebration for the new year and with the Sugar Bowl. Okay, so let's go and I know that. Let me see, what's this? Go upon this right here. Okay, so yeah, this is, let me say about here about something being hidden. Yeah, this is what I meant by Senator John Kennedy pledging to raise fresh hell if the FBI doesn't share its investigation in the New Orleans terror attack with the public, and said, and I quote, "Once the FBI has a chance to investigate all of this, working with state police, working with Homeland Security, working with the city of New Orleans, they are going to tell you what happened. I can promise you that, or I'm going to raise fresh hell. But right now, they're in the process of trying to catch the other bad guys. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt." Okay, so I don't know. He was saying that he's been hearing things online. Some things he thinks are not true. Some things that he thinks are true. No information on what any of that is. Let's see. Authorities believe the suspect was not acting alone, asking anyone with information to contact FBI New Orleans Bureau by calling 504-816-3000 or by emailing tips to tips@fbi.gov. Public is being asked to avoid Bourbon Street north from Canal to Domain Street, east to Royal Street, and west to Dauphine Street until further notice. So let's see. What about this? New Orleans Police Department said the suspect opened fire on officers after the vehicle came to a stop. Jabbar was driving a Ford pickup truck, which officials said appeared to be rented. Now it said when this publication Newsweek attempted to book the truck, which was still being advertised on a site called Turo, T-U-R-O, to rent for $67 a day, they were told that it had been in an accident and were asked to cancel their reservation. Now they say that website, Turo, has been updated to list the vehicle as currently disabled. And then further information, they say that the electric truck was purchased from Hack, H-A-I-K, Ford, Pasadena, and Pasadena, Texas, for $70,000, $303 in August. The dealership declined to comment about the truck or its purchaser, but a manager said that authorities had not been in touch. I don't know. Let's see, and then they have the wife, allegedly one of the wives. Let me see which one is here. The ex-wife of Jabbar took out a restraining order against him in 2020 during divorce proceedings. And he was a former military member and father of at least 3 children. He appears to have been married and divorced at least twice. The second ex-wife, Chantil Jabbar, 40, was granted a temporary restraining order against him in July of 2020. The order expressly forbid Jabbar from sending threatening or obscene messages to her or causing bodily injury to her or their child. It's also said that he could not make late-night prank calls, cancel her credit cards, and a number of other abusive behaviors. Shanid was ordered to refrain from the same. He was separated from his first wife, Nakidra Jabbar, 41, in 2012. Court documents show Nikedra was granted custody of their 2 children, and Jabbar was ordered to pay child support of up to $650 a month and told to provide medical insurance for his children. And then, see, it says Jabbar was a resident of North Carolina, but they don't give the year, and that was sometime he was back in Texas, but later employed by the Midas Group. In 2020, there was a YouTube video which has now been taken down. He claimed to be a property manager at Blue Meadow Properties. And I did watch that video. Okay, and then President Joe Biden said, "My heart goes out to the victims and their families who were simply trying to celebrate the holiday. There's no justification for violence of any kind, and we will not tolerate any attack on any of our nation's communities." Let's see. The FBI is leading the investigation. Okay. Let's see what else we can find out here. Okay, let's see. New Orleans, let's check that we've got, see if there's anything. I'm looking at live updates. Okay. Let's go here. So I don't see of any other, at least now, arrests or anything regarding this. I'm going to go to the chat in a second, see what you guys are saying. Potential IEDs were found in the vehicle and around New Orleans French Quarter. As I said, I haven't heard that they found any more. They did advise not to be around, I guess, where his residence was in Texas. Here's a view of the truck. Get this up. See the bullet holes there. It says lightning here, Texas plate. Just in the back. Okay. Let's see. This is an overview of, let's see if we can get this. The aftermath of that. And there's people up here. We talked about the barriers. We talked about, let's see what this is. There's a witness here that Jimmy Cothran, who sought cover in a nightclub as the carnage unfolded, said he counted 8 bodies on the street in the immediate aftermath. Dead right in front of us was someone's mother, twisted, obviously deceased. He said one man deceased had tire tracks on his back, and when someone turned him over, he had them on his stomach and was clearly crushed. A little girl that we had seen dancing as we were walking up the street. I'm not even going to say what he said about that. Yes. Another witness, who only identified himself as Paul S., said he heard the sound of gunfire from his hotel room. We heard a pop, 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 pop sound, he said, followed by what sounded like fireworks going off, like big fireworks all at once, and it turned out that that was the crash, he said. Let's see. He stepped onto the hotel balcony, and that's when he saw Bourbon Street completely empty except for bodies on the ground. There was litter all over the sidewalks, and then there were bodies laid up next to garbage cans and people rushing to give aid. Okay. So, yeah, that's, let me go to the chat here.
Haven't heard.
Oh, sorry about that. I get back to my. Okay, here we are. None in that, and that's not good. So, check comment above from Patty. Okay, hi Christine. Your husband and one of your sons are in Manhattan right now, Times Square, just shopping at the stores and having a late lunch. Well, that's nice, Christine. On your block this morning, just after 2 a.m., a 3-car major accident. Oh no. So many police, ambulance, look like a movie scene. Horrible. Oh, I hope someone was killed. Let's see. Patty. Explosion at Trump Tower in Vegas. Really, Patty? Really? Let me check that out. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's see. A Cybertruck explosion. Is that? Wow. Did you hear about that, Jimmy?
No.
It's saying 3 hours ago.
And what happened here?
It says that a Las Vegas authorities, FBI investigate a Cybertruck explosion outside of Trump Hotel that left 1 dead, 7 injured. How come this is not, like, what is going on? Unless you have on, like, a football game that's not...
I got the other thing on. I don't have anything about that. I'm on CNN, so you better be careful.
Okay.
I don't see anything there.
Okay. Let's see what this says. This says multiple law enforcement agencies are investigating after a Tesla Cybertruck exploded in front of a Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. According to officials, the 2024 Tesla Cybertruck pulled up to the Trump Hotel glass entrance in the valet area before exploding. 1 person who was inside is confirmed dead, and 7 others were injured, according to Las Vegas Metropolitan Sheriff Kevin McMahill. Investigators have not said what caused the blast, whether it was something wrong with the vehicle, something external, or some sort of explosive inside the vehicle. Authorities also confirmed that anyone who was staying at the hotel has been moved to Resorts World. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Clark County Fire Department, and the FBI are all assisting in the investigation. Let's see. Elon Musk said on X, the whole Tesla senior team is investigating this matter right now. We'll post more information as soon as we learn anything. We've never seen anything like this. Eric Trump posted earlier today a reported electric vehicle fire occurred in the porte-cochere of Trump Las Vegas. The safety and well-being of our guests and staff remain our top priority. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Las Vegas Fire Department and local law enforcement for their swift response and professionalism. Let's see. President Joe Biden has been briefed on the situation and has directed his team to offer any federal assistance needed. Fashion Show Drive is closed in both directions. Okay, that's that. Let's see if there's anything else on that. Okay, let's see. A Tesla Cybertruck burst into flames Wednesday morning just outside the entrance of the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, killing one person, injuring several others. Videos show smoke outside. Cause of the fire was not immediately clear. In videos circulating online, sirens can be heard inside the lobby of the Trump International Hotel as the vehicle just outside the doors is seen engulfed in flames. One person said they were near the front door when the vehicle exploded and they were forced to leave their luggage by the door. Okay, I think your luggage would be like the last thing you'd be thinking of, right? FBI also said it has personnel on scene to offer assistance to the local partners. Okay, let's see. Let me see this now. Somebody said we saw smoke started showing from the vehicle and then a large explosion from the truck. That was the sheriff saying it. The
vehicles can really explode.
Person killed was inside the vehicle, adding that at least 7 others were reported to have sustained minor injuries. It was not immediately clear what was the cause. Oh, and they said, we're very well aware of what has happened in New Orleans with the event that occurred there. As you can imagine, with an explosion here on an iconic Las Vegas boulevard, we are taking all the precautions that we need to take to keep our community safe. We've never seen anything like this. That was Elon Musk about the explosion. Okay, so hang on one second. Okay, so let's see. I think that's, let me come back to the chat for a second, see if there was anything else there. Oh, Debbie Two Scooter, we were looking for you last night. Happy New Year. Hi, Ed Blair. How are you? Why is Scooter laughing? Okay, let me get to, let's just check if there's any updates regarding New Orleans, and then we'll probably take we'll probably then break. I'm just going to check the latest on the New Orleans. Let's just see if I can get back to where I was. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Federal investigators are seeking possible connections between the terrorist group and the 42-year-old Texas man who rammed the pickup into New Year's revelers on Bourbon Street. Of course, in the wee hours of the morning there. Let me see. Here's something I wanted to put up there about the direction of the crash. Here we go. All right, let me make this a little smaller that it all shows. So it's looking like this, there, there. This is Bourbon Street. Okay, this is where the crash happened. This was a police car over here. So it went around that police car, truck went onto the sidewalk to get around the police car, and then went down Bourbon Street there. Potential homemade bombs were found in the attack. Let's see. A possible bomb was found in a cooler in the vicinity of the attacker's pickup. That's according to law enforcement. The FBI said in a statement that another potential IED was found in the vehicle. Sugar Bowl, again, has been postponed till tomorrow. And now the FBI in Houston asked people to avoid an area of North Houston where it was conducting law enforcement activity related to this morning's New Orleans attack. No further details. But they're saying that there's an address associated with the suspect near that intersection. Okay, and I don't see any other updates regarding that, so I'm going to say that that's probably all we've got right now. All right, and see you guys later. Hopefully you can enjoy a happy New Year's Day with your family, and offer your prayers and thoughts for these terrible tragedies. That's no way to start the new year, right? Yep. So, but God bless, and I'm going to get back here. Let me just make sure that you guys have here. Hi, cute kitty kitty. He was an Army veteran. Yes, he was. He was making a conversion according to the current husband of his ex-wife. If you go back earlier, you'll see that. All right. Anyway, talk to you guys later. God bless. Prayers. See you later. Stay safe. Thanks for watching.